So I guess by now you already know that DJI drones, and in fact all non-American manufactured drones, are banned from the US. No, but what about action cameras? Are they banned as well? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miro, and if you're new here, this is where we talk about drones, action cameras, photography, all sorts of things that have a lens. So please consider subscribing and hit the like button for the algorithm. Also, leave a comment down below. Just say hello. So as of December 23rd, all non-American built drones are banned in the US. Now, what does that mean? It means that DJI and other companies, like for instance Potensic, will no longer be able to market and sell their drones in the US. Now, this law doesn't go retroactively, so if you already own a drone that you bought in America that was approved by the FCC, which is the governing body for radio telecommunications, and well, drones fall into that category because they have a remote and you can connect that to the internet to update it and so on. So any new device that has any sort of radio communication will not get the FCC certificate, which is needed for marketing and selling in the United States. But if you already have a drone that was approved by the FCC, then technically you can still fly it. I don't know how that's going to work if you crash it and you want to repair it or get a new one. If it's not already in the United States, I don't think they will be allowed to import. For instance, if you have like a FPV, like a DJI FPV, I remember I crashed that one and they just replaced it with a new unit. Here in Europe, that's not going to be an issue. And I don't know how that's going to work in the United States from 23rd of November on. You know, but this ban is actually a bit more specific because anything that has any sort of radio communication has to be certified by the FCC. And well, that's not just drones, that's all sorts of cameras, which is quite a bigger thing when you come to think about it. I mean, all action cameras, mostly all of them, are manufactured in China, like the DJI Osmo Action 4, 5, 6, or the Insta360 Go Ultra, Ace Pro 2, and all the 360 cameras that are also from Insta360, and even this Panox little camera, which I haven't used in a while. It's a 360 camera that is manufactured in China, and I can connect it to the Wi-Fi, so it uses a specific frequency band which has to be certified and approved by the FCC. So technically speaking, none of newer models of these will be allowed in the United States. Now, I was actually planning to make a video because DJI has been battling this with the FCC for, well, some time now, and they had 1 year now to get an audit. So basically one of, I think, 5 agencies like the FBI, NSA, CIA, I think. So any of these agencies could have done an audit with DJI to prove that their products are either safe or not safe. But there was like a hack in the whole, arrangement. If there is no audit and there is no proof for or against it, they still get banned. So none of the agencies wanted to work with them. So DJI was battling for a year now to kind of get any agency to audit and approve their products, and nobody did. So this is where we are. And now the ban applies to all products that are not manufactured in the United States, which is really bad. Now, I've been following this for some time because I do use DJI drones, and I was thinking about, well, if they ban DJI, then there's this other company, Potensic, which is sponsoring some of my videos. And I was planning on making a video, like, if you guys in America can buy DJI stuff, then you can buy this. It's a wonderful drone. It's pretty much exactly the same as the Mini 4, I think. So this is the Atom 2. And I didn't make that video because, well, this also now not allowed. So kind of weird thing. Actually, if there's any Atom 2 drones in the United States, you can still buy them because these were already certified, and they have this new remote now, which is amazing. I made a video, you guys can watch it over here, so I'm kind of adding a bit of a sponsored bit into this whole DJI debacle. And you cannot really ignore the fact that this was pretty much made so that, American companies can catch up with the Chinese companies. If you guys remember American drones, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about, the American industry, definitely not, but they had the Skydio. I remember that drone, which was completely autonomous, which kind of poses a big threat, I think. If you cannot even control the drone, it's completely AI controlled. They don't make that anymore. And the other one that comes to mind was the drone that I actually wanted to buy when I got into the whole droning thing, which was the GoPro Karma. I mean, if you guys remember the Karma, that thing was losing connection, flying off, it was falling from the sky. So not a safe drone compared to DJI, for instance, which has all of the safety features, the geofencing, the return to home, all the battery safety things. It tells you where other airplanes are in the sky and if it's safe to fly or not. So, I mean, you cannot get more safe than this. And if there was like a kill switch inside here, which would, make the drone explode so the Chinese can use it as a weapon or something, well, that kind of doesn't make sense, because there is not that many drones all the time in the sky. So only if you're flying over some infrastructure which is strategically important for national security, then maybe they could surveillance this and bring the drone down and make a little pop on that bridge or something. But if that was to happen, nobody would ever buy anything from China anymore. No, I think that's what Tony Northrup actually said in his video, because it doesn't make sense. China really relies on people buying stuff coming from China, and they're really good at it. And quality companies like DJI, they make quality products, but they make them a bit cheaper than what anybody else can do. So that's kind of the elephant in the room, I think. It's just like protectionism on some level. I don't think these devices are any less safe than anything that you could buy in other countries. I'm just waiting for something similar to happen in Europe, because Europe is also battling Chinese production all the time, although we are a bit more open to Chinese products. Even their electric cars are actually not bad, and I see a lot of Chinese-made electric cars on our streets. I don't know if you guys have that in the United States. If somebody's watching, let me know down in the comments. So the question that is really, I think, a big issue for all content creators is, well, not just the drones, all the other stuff that has any sort of radio communication. I mean, if I was in the United States and I would be prevented from making videos about drones, that wouldn't really kill my channel. But if I would be prevented from making videos about action cameras and anything else that comes or is manufactured in China, then yeah, I mean, the product line would go down quite a lot. And on the other hand, I mean, when you think about it, Apple also has their production in China. I mean, iPhones, as far as I know, they're all made in China, and they are definitely FCC approved. So technically, that would be a bigger threat to people than drones, because everybody has their iPhone. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people use iPhones, and they have them in their pocket and in their homes. And if the Chinese government could make that explode, even though it's American engineered, it's still made in China. So technically they could sneak stuff in. I don't know. And we saw this with the whole Israeli thing, where the pagers were exploding in people's pockets. So it is possible to make something like this. And I think iPhones made in China would be a bigger threat than these drones and action cameras, which not a lot of people actually use. But there are so many companies, small businesses, even individuals that rely on this type of equipment for their work, agriculture, construction, road building, even surveillance and real estate photographers. I bought a bigger DJI drone just because it has good photo capability, and I got it because I had a photography job that required aerial photography, and that pretty much paid off the whole drone. So from that point on, I can make money with this drone. And I'm very supportive to all the American real estate photographers that will no longer be able to use newer, better cameras on their newer, better DJI drones. So let me know down below, is it protectionism, or is it national security threat, or other devices and other things, like for instance TikTok, more dangerous to the masses, because a lot of people use TikTok and you can really change people's minds on social media, which I'm sometimes trying to change your mind to get a product and maybe not get that product, get this product. So we're all influencers in a way. TikTok in this sense, which is Chinese or was Chinese, I don't know if that's still Chinese, could be a bigger threat. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If you want to stay on the channel, watch this video, consider subscribing and hit the like button, leave a comment. That really helps a lot with the algorithm. So watch this video next. Thank you. Bye bye.